You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host, Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts, Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
And you're listening to The Money Hour at 1150 AM KKNW, the Friday, August 14th virtual show. Because of COVID-19, our show is temporarily moved virtually. You can catch us on podcast, also on air on Saturday at 3 p.m. with a rebroadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. I am your host, Tina Mitchell, flying solo today without my co-host, Keelan. We are here to help you build a strong financial blueprint 1 week and one show at a time. If you're hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. We're here to answer any questions or connect you with the amazing guests that we have on the show. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. And now in studio, Celeste Houvener of Celeste Houvener LAC, Creative Medicine to live your best life right here at 1150 AM KKNW. Celeste, welcome to the show.
How are you? So good to see you.
It's awesome to see you too. Thank you so much for joining the show today. And a little bit about Celeste. Celeste offers creative medicine and resources through her business to help activate and fortify the life of those around her. She is a licensed acupuncturist, TCM practitioner, and performing artist. In her consultations and treatment, she incorporates traditional and modern acupuncture techniques in combination with medical Qigong, herpism, I'll let you pronounce that later, and lifestyle management. Through her performances of art, she shares the concepts and fruits of her medicine. She facilitates patients in realizing their health, wellness, and fitness goals by attuning them to their optimum flow of mind, body, and spirit. Again, really excited for you to share your message with our listeners today. So Celeste, what brought you to the healing arts?
So throughout my life, I felt that my passions and my problems ended up leading me into my current career. So essentially, I loved figuring out more about the body and the systems and how everything worked. The more I dove into athletics and the arts growing up, I played many sports, did dance, and got into the creative arts through music and began performing as a singer-songwriter in high school and continued on throughout my education and career. While I was first beginning that creative spark performing, I became really interested with different aspects of activism and things to help people live a better life. And that brought me into wanting to study political science. And after about a term of that, I felt a little bit too in my head to try to solve all these things that I felt as issues. And then my mentor and employer at the time, Dr. Marco Vespignani, who I now get to share in practice with, had encouraged me in the way of medicine. He's a naturopathic doctor. And so from there, that was 10 years ago, I started studying body work through massage therapy. And that was my entrance into what has now been a 10-year cultivation of my practice.
It sounds like it's a beautiful journey from where you were at to be able to bring your passions and your gifts into where you're at today and how you're supporting and serving people that need your services. So let's talk about what those services are and what your business offers, Celeste.
Yeah, definitely. So the most tangible way somebody can receive assistance along their path through me is by coming in and seeing me in clinic. So I treat at a few clinics around the Seattle area. My primary practice is located at Seattle Integrative Medicine. It's a group where I work with 6 naturopathic doctors, and I am the acupuncturist TCM practitioner at this location. And so you can come in, you can get a treatment, which always begins with a consultation to find out what you really need along your way. And my different treatment modalities range between acupuncture, herbalism, medical qigong, which is essentially therapeutic exercises that are fueled with mindfulness and breathing techniques, and also an array of different activities and lifestyle adjustments that would help you balance your life. And balance is the core of Chinese medicine. So essentially, we're helping create balance in the way that would benefit you. So that stems from your desires. And so everything is custom to what you like and what you're going through. So I also offer healing events, and these can be smaller and larger. Um, I've journeyed in my performing arts into what is called ritual performance, and it's where we have an intention to share with the audience, where we're sharing a certain message. So creativity and the entertainment industry is a huge influencer for our populations in general. So what can we infuse that would be a message that would help somebody heal or balance in their life? So I've had opportunities to share this in front of thousands of people at music festivals and different city events, and also in small 6-person groups. So it's been fun.
So let's talk about Celeste and what makes these offerings so important during these challenging times. Because I love how you talk about balance, because I believe everything has to have that balance in order for it to be in a perfect harmony. So let's talk about today and what's happening and how it really comes into play at a high level.
Absolutely, the key is definitely balance. So I appreciate you mentioning that. It's huge right now as we're experiencing what feels like huge shifts from one way to the other. And some people might perceive something as very bad or very intense, but in reality, it's just part of our universe now, and we're accepting this. And so we have options. We have endless options as the human genius beings that we are and have the potential to be. It's just a matter of calming the mind and seeing how we can improve in the ways that we can. So through this time especially, we can do things to help fortify our immune system. We can do things to help balance different tensions in social groups and everything, to make sure that everyone's heard, because what's going on in our society and in our ecosystem is going on inside of us. So we are part of a whole, and the more that we can become radiant and true to ourselves, the more that's reflected. So simply, we can, we're all in this together, and there's many options to explore.
Yeah, and I've definitely found in my journey through life that challenging times have a lot of great things that come out of it, but you really need to be able to brace that. You need to be able to get yourself in a best space. I actually do a keynote tragedy to triumph where I talk about that a lot, and you kind of have to go through the journey to figure out for yourself what that looks like for you. And not that I would wish challenging times for myself or anyone else, but I'm never afraid of them. And I know that there's huge opportunities that come out of them. And that's for everybody. So let's talk about the type of treatments that you offer, Celeste.
Yeah, so I offer individual treatments and group treatments, essentially kind of what I had been speaking of before. You can come in and see me at clinic, and also perhaps an event, or invite me to speak, or do a guided meditation, that sort of thing at a group. There's always something for everyone.
Well, I'm definitely going to have Victoria connect with you and get you scheduled for a Power Hour Lunch and Learn. That would be very awesome to have you come in and present and talk on that. So Celeste, let's talk about your demographic of people that you can treat. And do you have a specialty?
Yeah, so within my scope of practice, really all who are willing to come in and receive treatment and help them, help others help themselves. So if you want to come in, we can help you, and we can help anyone whether that's connecting with a piece of creative work that resonates with you or coming in and getting treatment directly. My specialties, I love working with other performance artists and athletes. So having the privilege to work with people who might be into everything from circus to football, basketball, volleyball, cyclists, I really enjoy. And really anyone who is seeking wellness, it just warms my heart to hear other people be excited in their journey and supporting them. So really, if you're curious and want to learn and grow and maybe try out a couple of things in that, I'm always happy to talk and share and grow together, because I'm always learning and growing as well with it.
Yeah, and you see, you didn't say buy-in. I was trying to make a mental note of the words that you used, but basically that your patients, they really have to buy in and be part of the process, because you can only do so much on your side to get them to that magical space by creating these opportunities for them. So let's talk about how, in spirit of that, your work really helps with your patients. What is that looking like on the other end?
Yeah, you bring up a great point there. And that brings me to the healer within. We all have our healer within. So I consider myself, I've mastered certain healing arts, but for you, I will facilitate your healing. That means that you are doing the healing. So for instance, with the acupuncture needles, when I'm needling, these needles are helping guide and point you in the direction of your most optimal flow. That it brings your mind and your awareness and your neuro and all of these neuropeptides, different healing factors that come into these spaces when you yourself are attuned. So it's bringing you into a mindset and giving you the tools and treatment, time and space to settle into yourself and relax and connect with that core of who you are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds so beautiful. Celeste, we have a minute left of my conversation with you. What would you like to leave with our listeners?
Great, thanks. What was that again? What would we like? Closing statement?
We have 1 minute left in our conversation. So what would you like to leave with our guest today? Can you hear me okay, Celeste?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, thanks for having me so much. This has been really amazing. And you can come and see me for a treatment at Seattle Integrative Medicine. Also, feel free to reach out to me. You can find my website at celestetherose.com. One of the umbrellas, my other trade names is Celeste the Rose. So you can find that for housing my creative arts and healing medicine resources on there. And feel free to reach out with any questions or comments. I'd be happy to hear.
Wonderful, Celeste. Thank you so much for joining the show and for the beautiful work that you're doing in our community.
Thank you so much, Tina. And you as well. I really appreciate all the inspiring insights that you are giving and shedding light on an area that I need to learn more about the money and finances. So that's wonderful.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that shout out. Coming up next in the Money Hour, is your face the missing piece of your marketing plan? We have Pierre Fervol of Full Rev Photography right here on 1150 AM KKNW.